Good evening and welcome. My name is Mark Dillon. I would like to warmly welcome all of you and the world's greatest mobile community to celebrate the launch of Sailfish 3. Hey! A few weeks ago, my dear friend Sami Pienimäki gave me a call, and he said, "We're about to launch Sailfish 3." And I said, "Oh my goodness, how far this community has come, how much you have accomplished, and oh my goodness, the miles traveled, the coding done. It's absolutely enormous." And I have said for years, and I still know that you are the world's greatest mobile community. It's absolutely fantastic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's a great honor and a privilege to have seen everything that has been accomplished in these years. The Sailfish is spread all over the globe. Sailfish 3 is representing a great effort by you, the community, and is offering so many wonderful new things in the UI, in the ability to use Android applications, and it's spreading around the world. You were all right to join this community. You've been a part of it, and Yola and Sailfish would not be here if it weren't for you. Give yourself a big hand, please. It's fantastic. I'm so proud of you. I'm absolutely so proud. So, to get on with the program, there's an old tradition that I don't know if is still going on here or not, but I'd like to do this one more time. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and you're all gonna say Sailfish 3. Have you done this before? You know how to do this? 1, 2, 3. Sailfish 3. Yes. Thank you. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce your CEO, Sami Pienimäki, to tell you all of the wonderful things that have been accomplished in the last few years. Sami, welcome to the stage. Thank you for bringing.
Thank you. Thank you. You hear me? All right. All right. So, hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Sailfish 3 day, which is today. It's a celebration day as we have just recently started the distribution of Sailfish 3 to all of our customers and fans around the world. Today, we are going to talk about Sailfish 3. What does it mean? How it's experienced in the devices, what kind of business model we have, and so on. But before that, and as Mark was also mentioning here, let's take just a couple of steps back and memorize the journey, which has actually been fairly long already by now. 6 years ago, we started with the Sailfish operating system, first with the Jolla devices. Actually, the very first Sailfish user experience was launched in this very building. In Slush 2012, the event itself was much smaller than nowadays. We got to the stage. Many of you are here who were part of the company already at that point. We got the whole company to the stage here in November 2012. We launched Sailfish user experience. We continued from there. We got a massive media publicity for the fact that we wanted to, let's say, reborn the MeeGo story that was so carefully crafted in the Nokia strategy at the time. Those were great days. We also got a great partner together with us, DNA. We established the first device program, Yola 1. Many of you here still use the device. It's a great device still, and we still offer software updates to it, unlike many others in this industry. We had a great launch together with DNA here in the very center of Helsinki. Some of you may recognize yourself from the queue. We had 500 people going around Darinkatori in Kamppi queuing for the first Jolla devices, like the first one T-shirt I can see there. Really much appreciated. We went around the world. We launched the device in many, many places, in India, in Kazakhstan, in Namibia, you name it, around the world in many, many places. Then came Sailfish 2. We, of course, by the time 2014-15, we had got a lot of feedback of our user experience that you can do this better, you can do that better, and so on. That's how it goes. So we figured out that, hey, okay, let's make it clear that we can make it better. Let's also make the point that actually it's not fixed for a vertical smartphone user experience, but we can extend it to other platforms. And therefore, we designed a tablet, Yola tablet. Actually, also launched in Slush 2014. There on the States, very big launch, very successful crowdfunding campaign around it, and a lot of industry recognition as well. From this very small company, we won the Best of Show award in Mobile World Congress 2015. Think about that, with the other companies with their multi-billion budgets competing there, and we won the Best of Show award in this extremely crowded environment of the mobile world, in the mobile industry, and in this very particular event, Mobile World Congress, which is the main event of the industry every year. Anyway, what happened is that didn't really pay out so much, but at the same time, we had all the time had it very clearly in our mind that Sailfish is the value. That's why this company has been established. Now, thanks to the devices, we were able to bring that alive to commercial quality to the marketplace. Without our own devices for 2012, 13, 15, 14, 15, we wouldn't have been able to prove to the industry that we can actually make commercial quality software in mobile. But that's exactly what we did with the devices. So we maturized the asset. We gained self-confidence in the company, in the team. We got a lot of feedback. We built a massive community around that, many of you here today. And therefore, we were able to start software licensing of the asset and able to get also significant partners who were interested to license it. We went to India, for example. We launched together with Intex Technologies back in 2016, the biggest smartphone vendor at the time, a local brand there in the massive India market, Inoi brand in the Russia market, and so on. We started to really license the software asset further to other device vendors as we had gained the credibility in the industry and the maturity to the platform that it's actually worth it. That further defined to our current strategy, which we call regional licensing strategy. It was very difficult to monetize when it comes to selling software licensing to the consumer business device vendors, so we refined our strategy more towards corporate sector and established a model which is very unique in the industry even nowadays, which we call regional licensing model. What it means in practice is that different kind of corporates and entities who have an ecosystem agenda can actually license Sailfish operating system regionally from us and develop it together with us in order to make their own custom solutions. A good example of that is something that we are live as of today, Sailfish Mobile OS Rus. We have a customer in Russia who is deploying Sailfish OS in massive scale in their own ecosystem and in the territory of Russia. You can see here in the demo room, for example, devices that are being deployed in Russia Post and so on. This is widely used in different kind of corporate solutions in Russia. How is it possible? I will explain you. This is a bit busy slide, but a very important part of our business model and how we can actually duplicate this and make it available also other customers transparently around here. We are here on the left-hand side. Our model is to license Sailfish operating system on source code level to customer companies in their local region, in their local ecosystem, and obtain license fees from those. Now, very importantly, whatever we take as code contributions from those customers is always open source. So that's very, very important in this model, that we maintain transparency in our own dear platform here, so that everything that we get as contributions from our customers constantly is always available upstream live there. So everybody in the community and other customers of Sailfish, be it in China or Latin America, can always see all the contributions live every day. That's our strategy in a nutshell and a little bit of our business status, but today is about Sailfish 3. So let's talk about Sailfish 3 and the key things about Sailfish 3 in few words. As said, we have put a lot of effort now to offer Sailfish further to different kind of corporate solutions. We have built a corporate solution platform. Those who are closer to the code of you have recognized that we have been pushing MDM solutions, VPN solutions, enterprise Wi-Fi, and so on throughout the course of past year and 1.5 years. Now we have packetized that all together in Sailfish 3, and we are proud to announce that it's now available as a corporate package, optional for our customers, so that they can choose this package, license it, and develop their own corporate solutions utilizing Sailfish operating system. It comes with enterprise-grade Wi-Fi, it comes with MDM solutions integrated, it comes with different kind of VPN solutions integrated, and so on and so on. All this, once again, available openly to all of our customers. Many of that also open source solutions, but very importantly, always transparently available alive to all the customers at the same time. Sailfish 3 is also a lot about user experience. We have put special effort, once again, to revise and fine-tune the user experience to be better, to be smoother, to have better performance, and so on. And for that, I would like to invite my friend Martin Schule here on the stage, our chief designer. Please introduce the Sailfish 3 user experience.
Thank you. So there are actually many features under the hood, or there are also many features which we actually use very rarely. However, there are some features which you use on a daily basis, even several times per day, or need very rapidly. So such features actually should be really evaluated and elevated so that you can access them very easily. Our new top menu now offers you really quick access to such settings and actions from anywhere, so you can open it whether on home or within an app. You can also personalize it according to your needs from more than 40 different options, so that it really fits your wishes. Furthermore, it offers you context-sensitive options to dive even deeper into related settings. So how do you access now the top menu? Can you actually still close apps via a top swipe gesture? Yes, you can. So feedback and also our tests indicate that people actually swipe really quickly from the top down. They do not care much. They actually, they just really start from the top. They don't look actually much where it is exactly. Therefore, we use the middle part, the largest part of the upper display, to access the top menu. Closing the app, that's really like a conscious decision. So we really want to close the application. Therefore, we require a bit more attention from you. So use the top swipe from the left or right corner in order to close the application. So after a short while, you will get this into your muscle memory and you will succeed with ease. Next, it's the way how we actually communicate starts to change. So it became more and more common to use several languages in the same context. Sailfish 3 makes it super fast to switch between different keyboards. So you can simply swipe left and right in order to access the other enabled keyboards. So instead of going through some menu and tapping here and there, you get just the characters or emojis which you just need at this moment. Ambiences have been also part of the very first Sailfish 1 release. This is really something which is changing the mood of your device. Now in Sailfish 3 we introduce light ambiences which offer you a really fresh, new, clean look and feel. So background photos are still being analyzed by our algorithms. Highlight colors are then adapted to certain UI components. New blur effects are applied, and all that results in a completely new and fresh look and feel. So for Sailfish 3, we created two different photos following our flowing theme. So glacial is really cool, icy, refreshing, while airy is light, joyful, and just beautiful. So thank you, and hope to see you in the demo area.
Thank you. Thank you, Martin. User experience, always important. Now, another thing that has been also very topical for past 1 year for us all here is Sailfish X, our dear community program, the downloadable version of Sailfish OS. And now, happy as of today, we are to announce Sailfish X program support for the whole range of Sony XA2 devices. We continue to support, of course, the Sony Xperia X, but as of today, we also start to support all the XA2 models available out there. In collaboration, continued together with the Sony Open Devices program. Another thing also that we are very happy to announce today is the continued support for the Android applications and a major upgrade which is on the way for the Android application support. Starting in Sailfish 3 and the rollout with Sony XA2 product range, we will start to support Android applications in level of 8.1 Android OS. That's a major, major upgrade. We've been working throughout the whole day. Let's give it a big hand. Very, very important for the daily users of Sailfish OS out there. Jump from Android 4.4.4 from Sailfish 2.x all the way directly to the fresh new Android 8.1 Android application support. Run the apps you want in the platform you love. That's what we all want here in this room. Isn't that so? Yeah. And also, very important to remember that it remains as an isolated sandbox, so that's totally up to you. If you don't want to get your Android applications or you are not interested on that, you just want to enjoy the full native experience, it's always going to be like that. That's how we have set up the architecture, and that's our promise to our community. Another thing that we are announcing today, it's a free trial. So as of today, you can actually experience Sailfish X free of charge in shop.yolla.com. So you can download the Sailfish X license from our shop free of charge, enjoy it, experience it yourself, and decide then later on whether to purchase the so-called commercial components like the Android application support. Now, importantly, we start with the free trial. The Android application support has been major achievement and work by the Sailfish team, and therefore we will roll it out in phases. So later during this year, you will be able to upgrade your device to the full commercial version, but you can start to enjoy Sailfish X in your preferred Sony Xperia X or XA2 device already starting today in our shop. Please enjoy on that. Without further ado, I want to thank you all for coming here, and I would like to welcome everybody to enjoy the evening. Let's celebrate today. Let's celebrate Sailfish 3. Let's celebrate ourselves, the community, how far we have come. It's been a long journey. We are strong to continue on that. And let's also enjoy the demos. We have a great demo room there, and our people and our community helping you to see and experience Sailfish 3 live and in use here today. Thank you.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. And there's also some free drinks and snacks on the next door. So please help yourself.
Hello, folks who are still here. So we just forgot the Q&A here. So if you have any questions,
I didn't forget.
Yeah, you didn't, but you didn't introduce it. So if anybody has any questions or comments or whatnot, so
Yeah,
I
please
have
do.
a mic
This
here.
is a great environment for that.
Just to tell you, we have a live stream going, so you need to use a mic, otherwise people won't hear.
Yeah.
So who's first? I'll give it to you.
Hi, thanks a lot for the presentation, and very happy user of Sailfish 3. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just want to clarify, for Android 8.1, you're saying that devices starting from the XA2 are going to support it, but do you mean also that the Sony Xperia X is going to be getting an update also?
That is something that we are working on, and it's a bit busy slide here, but how it goes practically with Xperia X is that it's a different adaptation we are talking about. With XA2, we have put a lot of effort to jump into AOSP 8, and together with that, it has enabled us to pump up the Android application support to 8.1. So it's in a way backwards compatibility we are talking about, so that is something we will look next. Of course, we will see that when it happens, but we will start with the rollout in XA2.
But what I don't understand is AOSP 7. Does it mean that we're going to have Android 7 compatibility, or it's just...
Not directly, because this is quite a major re-architecture we are talking about here. So this pretty much remains. This track remains in Android 4.4. Now we have done re-architecture in order to enable Android 8 adaptations, and we are looking forward to, in a way, backport this layer here to older Android versions, so that we could also support the older devices like Xperia X. But that's something that we will need to get back a little bit later once we get to roll out the support fully for XA2. We get the baseline out there, we work together with you guys in the community and so on, we start to get feedback.
Makes sense. Thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
You had one question here?
Yeah. What are the next steps? So we are happy to be here now, and what will happen next?
Sailfish 4. I wouldn't say this year anymore. So of course that goes to somewhat to our business status. The business in Russia is going strong. There's a massive plan by our customer to roll it out to several corporate solutions out there, and that is going very strong. We just launched together with a Latin American customer, Yalasoft, in September. They started to sell the Yola Axion P product in their market. We did a sizable pilot last year in China together with the customer there. Those are the things that we constantly push forward in order to get more leverage for Sailfish OS. Then at the same time, of course, as this is very much an open exercise and a community exercise, we push forward the Sailfish X operation here to make it a mutual benefit. Yes, please. We ask the questions to the microphone, please, because we have the live streaming. So
In the unlikely event that my Yola 1 phone will switch off, are there any traps in buying the Sony line bootlocker locked or whatever the term is?
The way it still goes is that those devices, Sony Xperia devices, by default, of course, they are equipped with Google Android. So you will still need to unlock the bootloader and reflash the device with the instructions we provide. But of course, we have put a lot of effort to make it easier and easier every day for people to do it. It does require a little bit of tech enthusiastic to really accomplish it. It's not directly a consumer offering. It's not targeted for that either. But that's where we are. And we work together with the Sony Open Devices program. That's also the way they want this to work. So they always sell the product with the official Google Android here in the Western market. But at the same time, they officially support unlocking the devices in their own website.
Would anybody in this room be willing to help this gentleman if he needs some help to get his phone?
I guess there are many people here who are set for that task, and definitely we have our own Yola folks here to help you out. If you happen to have a device here today, we are more than happy to reflash your device with the brand new Sailfish 3.
So you have a more question? Did anybody else have here? There was somebody.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Here.
Then
Yeah.
I'll bring you the mic.
Thanks. Are there any plans to support NFC module?
I would turn that to Marco. Where is Marco? But I guess we are supporting that in our customer products already, like Axion P. But further, when it comes to use cases inside Sailfish OS natively, that's more towards developing those use cases. Maybe, I don't know, Marco, do you wanna say something further on that? There was a question about NFC, so is there any plans for further support of NFC? And I guess you are mostly interested when it comes to Sailfish X, or am I guessing right? Yes.
Yeah, so we are working with the NFC support as well. It's currently not in the mainstream and on the Sailfish X or Xperia X or XA2, but we are working on it, and let's hope that in the near future we have it also available for you guys.
And as said, we have it in some of the customer solutions, like Axion P product supports that.
Another question?
Yes. What's the plan for the browser upgrade?
What's the plan for the browser update? Yes. Well, there are different. Yeah. Well, it's not a tough one. Like it's like there's different kind of schools. Whether you continue with the Gecko, you go to Chromium based, and so on. That's really the thing. Our customers, they are working very much on Chromium based solutions, and that is something we possibly will see in the future. We haven't really made our mind yet on that, but we are openly looking for that solution.
Okay, thanks.
But once again, it would be a great, I would say, an example of this ecosystem, that if somebody of our customers continues and develops a native Sailfish browser, we are happy to start to onboard if it's fresher and better than the current browser.
Take one more question and then continue.
Sure. Please.
My understanding last year when I paid for the license for the Sailfish X was that it would be valid for 1 year. But in this slide, it says that there would be software updates as long as the device is supported.
That's correct. That's a good question. And we have decided now that starting in Sailfish 3, the licensing model is very clear. We support the license for the device. So each and every Sailfish X license is for that particular device, and you can, once you have paid it, you can enjoy it for the duration of the life cycle of the device. In the history and the DNA of this company, you know that we still support, for example, the dear Yola 1 device from November 2013, which is like 5 years ago. So we tend to support these fairly long. But of course, I cannot say here that we will support in 2050.
Obviously. But thank you very much for doing this.
But that's a good question. It's a fair and good question, and we have made that decision very clear now that it's a per device license that we sell in Sailfish X.
I wouldn't have minded, actually. I like the idea of giving you some periodic money, so maybe you can add a tip button.
Thanks for that, and that goes directly to our program manager. All right. Hey, really happy to have you all here, and please don't stop the questions. I can take off the mic and we can continue the dialogue and the questions also. Please mingle around here and enjoy the demos and enjoy some drinks and food as well. Let's celebrate together. Thank you.